welcome, welcome to Kundalini Yoga. My name is Mahandraj Kaur. Is there anybody that's new to Kundalini Yoga today? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. That's so nice. Thank you for trying it. So what made you want to try it? Did someone make you do it? Yeah. That's usually what happens. But just know they do it because they love you. So I'll always be your first, and I really like that. Hopefully you'll like it as much as I do. But at least one of us will. Anyway, so Kundalini Yoga is different than Hatha in that there's not as much standing on a whole. There's not as much stretching. At least there's not as much stretching as of hamstrings and such. But there is a great big stretch required of your heart. And there's a good stretch sometimes that often goes on with your soul. And especially your mind. So the mind is a big part of Kundalini Yoga. So the idea of all yoga is union. So the whole thing that's up for us in humanity is to have this yoking and this union of mind, body, spirit. And it's so unfortunate in life. Once you start saying something too much, then you just start going, kind of like I love you. And those words still or are some of the most powerful words in our life, right? I love you. And so in yoga, this love energy is working on you to entwine your body, mind, and soul. Because there is such amazing intelligence that comes only when that heart and mind align. And that's really what the focus of our class is going to be on. And it is really the focus of this energy. Some of you have been hearing us talk about the Lion's Gate. So the Lion's Gate actually is kind of separate from all the 888s. It actually is the energy of Leo. It's this potent part of this month. So that happens every year. But this particular year, because 2015 is an 8, there's 3 portals that are really big. Okay, so we just went through 888. We're going to go through it next Monday, and I'm bringing this up because it's the 17th, right? So that'll be another 888. And the 8 energy in itself is infinity and prosperity, abundance and transformation. So on the 3rd, and I think it's so interesting, it doesn't have to work out this way. But it did work out that I'm teaching on every single 8, which I thought was, that's interesting. So obviously we have a destiny. We're supposed to get some stuff done. So the next one will be Monday. So we are going to chant Hara Hara Hari with Guru Singh for an hour. So because that HUD energy goes so well with the idea of prosperity. So how many of you have some stuff up around money right now? Y'all good? Raise your hand high if it's kind of weird. All right. So don't miss out on that. And so here's the thing. Money is love. It is energy. Whenever you have something that you can use to exchange things, it also really, really pushes your second chakra, your sexuality and power chakra, but also your self-worth and love. There is, and every country's made their money different, but the United States of America made their money what? Green. Green. There is a green energy to it that has the potential to have everything to do with your heart. So what I want us to just really be present today, just for let's make a promise from this Monday to next Monday to be very, very conscious of money in a loving way. So when you have the great opportunity to pay your mortgage or your gas and electric or Trader Joe's, really be present. Be present to, am I using that card? Am I using money? What am I doing? Look the person in the eye. Look at what you're really getting, and what? Be grateful. Be grateful. So, we talked a little bit about this on Saturday. So, what those great masters have over us is where they put their attention. So we've heard that story of a great master who has the multitudes before him and he needs to feed them. He's got 2 fishes and 2 loaves of bread. Basically, he's screwed. You know it, right? What are you going to do when you don't have nearly enough? Now, most of us would be like, oh my God, we need to tell him to leave. Oh, I don't know what we would do, but we would do something totally different. What did he do? He thanked God. He was grateful for what it is, okay? So, and this is the interesting about a story like that. I always think that story could have gone down in some other ways that we don't really know. It could be that the vibration was so high that even only a tiny mouthful to each person was more than enough. It doesn't necessarily mean, to me, in my heart, that you had to have this magical thing where the fish kept coming out. It could be that the consciousness was so high that everybody decided it's more than enough. And you know why that's important, right? Because that's what we're talking about in this month with 888. Can you see what is more than enough in your life? Not only is it okay, you really, really are blessed. And Yogi Bhajan said, what we focus on gets bigger. So if you focus on what's not working, it gets worse. And so you can still do the due diligence. You still do what you do to keep up, to pay the bills, to be healthy. But you put your focus on what's going right. And that's what we use, this 888, so that it abundantly grows where it's already so blessed. And that takes such great discipline, because we have been taught. I know I really felt like I was taught by my mom, like, you're not really good if you don't worry. If you're going to be a good mother, you better worry about everything. Really, I mean, that was like, and I remember when I really started shifting that, and I feel like my daughter, it's so much better for me to have just gotten over myself with all that crap, And it was just a loaded energy when I put my worry onto her, right? But I also had to really be loving to myself about, I'm a good mother without being like some psycho worrier, calling her, is it still okay? Are you not fighting with him? I mean, oh my God. Like, that's helpful. That's how my mom was with me. And then what happened eventually? Then I just didn't tell her what was going on. Why? Not because I didn't love her, because her energy was too much on top of my own, right? So we're the same way with ourselves. So if you have something going on, we're consciously today in this Kriya, we're going to apply love. And the Kriya is called getting rid of my couldn't. Don't you just love that? Because we get a lot of stuckness. So the last thing I want to do, and this is the big thing we're going to work on this week. I've said it before, but I'm going to lay it out exactly, and we're going to do a meditation on it today, Wednesday, and Monday. Here's the thing. What works most for you than anything else is your own sound current. I've said that, right? How much more powerful is it than anything else? 100 times more powerful. Okay, so here's the challenge for today. I want you to make a recording of yourself. You pick up your phone and you make a recording, 5 to 7 minutes. And it's the best pep talk you've ever heard in your life. And I'm going to give you one during meditation of how it could sound. But I've been using mine, and it's amazing. Like, I was just noticing this thing that's like so really good, and it's totally part of what I've talked about to myself. So the pep talk is like this. I love you, Marcia. I love being you. You're doing an awesome job. You're a great mom. You're all of it. I'm not saying there aren't some things going on that ain't so good, but I'm not going to talk about that. All right? So I'm just going through everything, and it's my sound current that is 100 times more powerful. That's what I want you guys to really get. This great master, Yogi Bhajan, he said, and you can watch him so many times, he said it to him all the time, go record yourself. So I want you to do a 5-minute recording of pep talk. So if you're worried about money, make sure in that pep talk you talk about, you know what? You're an awesome creator. And talk about where money's going right for you. Don't talk about the other part, but just talk about what's going right. Address it with your sound current. When you do it, what you'll notice is your soul will take over. What I ended up saying to myself was so sweet. I'm like, oh, I love me. So, you know, you just kind of get in that current, and then God takes over, and it's like, whew. Okay, so assignment 1, the 5-minute recording. Now, what you're going to do with it is listen to it a couple times a day. I'd love for you to take a special time and do it in a meditation, but listen to it. Second thing, now make another recording of just one of the mantras. Waheguru, 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 or Sa, Ta, Na. 5 minutes. Your voice. Monotone, say the thing. Listen to it when you go to bed. Let's try this. What do you got to lose? So what's on offer? What I am offering you is I know that whatever we've been working on and we just can't seem to get over it right now, because we're doing so good in this Kundalini Yoga. I promise you, you're going to make a significant difference if you just try this with me. And we're going to go for a while on this type of stuff. And we're going to talk about it. So how many is willing to make a recording of themselves? Yay! Good, you guys. Good, good, good. All right, let's get juicy with our class. And I will keep referring back to that big healing you're going to do. Oh, I'm so excited for us. And then not only are we individual vortexes, now we're like this big, huge one. Okay, good. Good, good, good. This is a miraculous day. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy now. Bring your hands into your heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum. And just feel the power and the glory of this day. Breathe into the gratefulness of gathering together to do this amazing practice called kundalini yoga. At the beginning of every class, we chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale to chant.